Hello and welcome. My name is Ash, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Ash Knows Travel, where we go over everything travel. And today we are going over a very important topic. Actually, this entire week is important topics. We're talking about bookings and commissions, the main reason that we are here, right? Today we're going to go over a live travel advisor training for what to do after a booking, because this is actually one of the most crucial parts after booking, how we handle the commission tracking form, how we handle our clients, how we make sure that they have everything that they need before they leave, etc. It's very, very important that we cover this and that you do this every single time that you do a booking. So let's go ahead and dive in. I'm going to remove all of this fancy stuff off your screen. And while I'm doing so, if you haven't already, make sure you like this video, make sure you comment underneath, and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you never miss when I'm going live. So our title for today is What to Do After a Booking. We're going to talk about a step-by-step guide to make sure that every client feels supported, and of course, keeping your business organized, because that is very important when it comes to being successful. So why post-booking matters? Well, first, it's going to build your client's trust. Being that consistent following up person is going to help create loyal clients who feel cared for throughout their entire journey of traveling through you. Ensures thoroughness. A systematic approach prevents missed details that can impact your client's experience. And then, of course, it's going to help drive your future business, because excellent service leads to repeat bookings and word of mouth referrals that help grow your clientele. Of course, it's going to also help protect your revenue. Proper tracking safeguards your commissions and maintains a healthy cash flow. So let's get into what we do after a booking. Immediately after a booking, the first thing that you're going to want to do is verify all booking details. Double check that all the names, dates, and pricing match what the client requested. This prevents costly mistakes that could impact the trip or your commission. Send confirmation emails within 24 hours. Honestly, I send it immediately after I do the booking. Send a confirmation email. Provide your client with written confirmation of their booking. Include your contact information and what they can expect in additional details. Organize your documentation. Save all the confirmation docs into your client's file. Make a folder for it, however you want to do it. Save everything at once. And then, of course, also create digital or physical backups to ensure that nothing gets lost. I have a whole document that I'm going to give you guys today. And I just put all the numbers in there because anytime that I'm looking up a booking, I search it by the reservation number. So I keep it in that sheet. It's going to be in the description, but I keep it in the sheet so I can just highlight it and paste it, because that's normally what I do when I go back to bookings. Lastly, make sure you review your payment schedule. One of the things that we miss a lot is I used to do this so much. I'd be like, oh my God, the payment's due next week. Let me tell my client. You don't want that to happen because not everybody's prepared like that. So you want to confirm the supplier payment deadlines and mark them in your calendar. I always give it a week notice before, especially that I will say, like, if the payment's due August 18th, I'm going to hit them up at probably August 13th, maybe August 12th, and say, hey, your payment is due. Let's go ahead and make that payment, right? And I'm going to make sure it's paid a couple of days probably before the due date, because I don't want to miss it at all. So make sure you have all of these steps completed immediately following the booking. Then once you have all of this in order, this puts the client in order. That's what this does. Now you need to make sure that you get paid. Next step, track your commission. File immediately the commission tracking form. You submit your commission tracking form the same day you make the booking. Waiting leads to forgotten submissions and loss of income. What do I mean by that? So if we do not file commission tracking form within 30 days of booking, not taking, but of booking the reservation, we automatically lose a certain percentage. So it is important that we make sure that we file the commission tracking form immediately after the booking so you do not lose any income. Do not forget this step. When you're filing the commission tracking form, which we will go over in a couple of days, I will show you the exact breakdown of it, but make sure you're including all of the details. You do not want to miss any parts of this. Do not get lazy with it. Be thorough with the commission tracking form, because when it comes to if there's an error with it, it's going to make sure that you have to wait even longer to get paid, right? So make sure you include all of the details inside that commission tracking form. Document the supplier name, the booking reference number, the client name, the commission amount, the expected payment date if it needs it, but whatever's inside of it, make sure it's put in place. Schedule regular reviews. I do this a lot, especially with this tracking form. I'll show it to you guys in a second. But I always make sure I check it at least once a month so I know when my clients' payments are due. And I always try to do it at the beginning of the month so I can go, oh, okay, Susan's payment's due on the 15th. Let me go ahead and let her know, right? Also, you want to make sure it's the same way with the commissions. If I've noticed that a trip has already been taken, I'm going to immediately start being on the lookout for it. Do not let them slide. I will have people to come to me and they'll be like, oh yeah, I was supposed to get this payment and I never did. And now I'm just wondering about it. Don't do that. Immediately, as soon as you notice, okay, this is payments due, start looking out for it, right? If you have to go in there and do a where's my payment, don't wait because you're just missing out on your commission when you should already be paid. This doesn't happen that often, honestly. I've been here for 3 years and I've only ever had to do it once. And it wasn't even that had anything to do with us. It was because I transferred a booking from one agent to me. And it was like a system issue, okay? But that was the only time I've ever had to do it. Outside of that, as long as you file your commission tracking form, you should have no issues when it comes to payment. But commission tracking is often overlooked because it can definitely impact you, though, when it comes to getting payments. So make sure you have a very organized and systematic approach to ensure that you receive every dollar that you earn. So now that we've got all of the steps in place to what to do after the booking, there are going to be some things that you want to do also to kind of take it to like the next level. So first, we want to establish client communication. You don't want to do a booking and then be like, okay, bye. I'll talk to you in a few months. See you. You don't want to do that, right? So let's go ahead and just kind of set that first kind of crucial communication after a booking. You're really gonna go in there and you're gonna do a thank you and maybe even a next steps. Sometimes I do a packing list. If it's the first time they're doing cruises, I have a whole, like I made one on ChatGPT and then put it in Canva. I have a whole what to bring on your first cruise. I make a whole little thank you for booking with me. Here's your details. Get ready for your cruise. Get ready for your all-inclusive, etc. So this crucial first communication sets the tone for your ongoing relationship and demonstrates your professionalism. So key elements to include a warm thank you for their business and trust, confirmation that their trip is officially booked, a clear timeline of important dates that are upcoming, deposit confirmation and final payment deadline, when and how they'll receive their travel documents, and of course, your availability for questions or changes if they need to make them. These are the most important parts to include in an email. If you need to screenshot this, feel free to, because I have a whole setup and then I just kind of, carry it down each time. But it's important to, of course, thank them for their business, right? Give them all their details, set up the important dates. If they have a payment coming up, they need to know about it. The deposit confirmation, show them, okay, this is what you've paid so far. This is what's due at the final date. And then the travel documents. We're going to talk about that in the next 2 steps. So there's 2 different ways that they're going to receive documents when it comes to travel. If it's a cruise, they're going to get e-documents. So the e-documents, typically we have to send them out. For most cruise lines, we have to send them out, or if we don't send them out, you have to call. You'll see it. Actually, the app will prompt them to fill out the e-documents, and then they're going to come talk to you about it. Basically, that's what normally happens. But I've also gotten into the habit that I know 30 days before a ship sails, typically 30 to 45, but mostly 30 days, they're going to give you access to what we call e-documents. It'll also be called e-docs. So as soon as those electric documents become available, forward them to your clients with instructions on how to access their booking information online. This is only for cruise lines, and it will say e-docs on it, and it goes by specific cruise. So you just have to figure that out, which one you're booking. If you need help, ask me. I know where it's at. But you will send out these e-docs. So what it does is it has like medical information. It has their passports, whatever else they have, they need, any special requirements. And then it's going to do the online check-in process as well. So inside those eDocs and then the required online check-in, that will open up at 90 days and it will be on the app. So you have to really just tell your client within this email right here, let them know, okay? And also remind them 90 days before. Go ahead, start checking in. Now, the 90 days, it can change per cruise line, but they will also get an email that says, all right, you can check online now, and then let them know, please do this. If they don't do this, like they have to go and physically check in and it takes time and they have to wait. No, we don't want that. We just want it all to be smooth sailing when they arrive. So e-documents, online check-in. Of course, you can also let them know that when it comes to the cruise line, when it gets closer, a lot of the times the prices drop for like the excursions, the beverage packages, any of the dining reservations. Let your clients know that they need to book these. Do not wait to get on the ship and book an excursion. It will be sold out. Do not go to weird places to book excursions. Book through the cruise lines. Unless we have vendors like Venture to Shores. Okay, that's a little different. But don't book it off of some shady site, right? Go straight through the direct vendors. And then also let them know dining reservations. They can do a package if they want to. There's just a lot of different enhancements, and they're going to see it, and they're probably going to ask you about it. The first few times, you're not going to know what it is, but you can easily look it up on their website, and they'll explain it to you. But these opportunities, guys, sell out very quickly. So after I book a cruise, I let the client know, hey, if you want to book anything extra, if we didn't add it in the booking process, keep an eye on it and immediately get the app. Get the app for the cruise because that's what's going to have all of this information on there, okay? The cruise line, of course, will directly contact the clients and email them updates and stuff like that, but give them that personalized advice. So example, I have a lot of clients that, they want to do the beverage package, but they're like, how do I know it's worth it? So that's where I come in and I'm like, hey, how much do you plan on drinking, right? If you plan on drinking a lot, I advise you to do it. If not, if you're just somebody who wants to, drink soda, you don't really like to drink juice or water, then hey, most cruise lines allow you to bring a case of soda, the 12-pack case of soda. Like there's just small things like that, right? And if you don't know stuff like that, chat GPT it and then just start letting your client know. Of course, that's something I've learned over time, but that's what sets me apart as their trusted advisor because I already know stuff like this, right? And you can learn it as well. Now, when it comes to flights and all-inclusive specifics, there's a couple of things. One, for flight bookings, typically they can check online. Look at that guy's eyes. Woof. Some AI stuff. So they can check in online. A lot of the times when it comes to flights, they have to reserve their seats on the app. They also, a lot of the times, have to go and pay for baggage on the app. It's also going to be cheaper to pay for the baggage before they arrive. So suggest doing that. When it comes to all-inclusive resorts, let them know if there's a fee. It'll tell you on FunJet, it'll say pay to the destination. Let them know there's going to be a fee or a deposit required. Let them know. When it comes to transfers, especially if you book it through Vax, it says Amstar, and they hold like a little sign and it will say their name. Let them know, hey, by the way, when you arrive, Amstar is going to be the people that are going to help you, pick you up. They're going to do this, this, and this. It tells you inside Vax, underneath the transfer information, exactly what to tell your client. Also, when it comes to all-inclusives, if they book a transfer but they don't book a flight, they have to give you the flight details to correspond with the transfer. It will prompt you to do so in Vax. Do not forget to do this because the transfer is not going to know when to pick them up if you don't tell them the flight information if it's not booked automatically. So that's all I have for the specifics for flights and all-inclusives. Okay, there's probably a lot more, but these are just the most important ones that you need to just kind of get through the booking. Now, create a payment timeline. So this is going to be kind of just a detailed idea of when, they start taking the money, the initial payment, the final payment. If they want to do dates, they can do, email reminders. Some vendors will let you do automatic payments. I always do you see how it says 7 days before the payment's due? Yeah, that's when I say, hey guys, by the way, it's time to get that payment. And of course, you don't ever want to miss a payment, because if you do miss a payment, there are going to be things that can happen, like a cancellation. Sometimes you have to go in if they can't afford the final payment. Don't wait till the last day, because they will need to go in and reprice it, and it can be very hectic. I've had to do that before. There's just a lot of different things that come into payments, so make sure that it is followed up, and do not rely on your client to do this. Do this yourself. So how do we do that? Let me go ahead and show you this little tracking form. It's going to be in the description of this. You guys can have it. It's not even mine. I just got it on a training one time, and it's shareable. So here we are. So name, phone number, email, when the quote was sent, when it's booked, deposit due date, if the deposit was paid, departure date, return date, confirmation number. That's how I look up the bookings. The vendor, if the trip was completed, the total price, final payment due date, when it's paid, the date commission was paid, estimated commission, net commission paid. This is before the 80%. If there's a bonus eligible, I just did a booking today, actually, where they had me getting extra commission. And sometimes I basically like to put that in there. And a lot of the times, too, sometimes you have to file the extra commission with certain vendors. So it's just in there. You don't have to fill that out. And then if you did instant commission, you'll want to do that. If they give you free nights or free stays or points or something, you can put that in here too. And then the instant commission is going to obviously be when you make it the same day. You can write it in here. You want to still track your instant commission, guys, because remember, we're 1099. So you need to make sure that you add that in there. If you make a substantial amount, you need to track it, so you can put it towards your commission that you made. All right. So here is that. Like I said, check the description of this video. You can take it, use it, stay organized. Keep going. So now we're going to go into a little bit of a follow-up schedule, because a lot of people just miss this. I've been here for 3 years. I've seen people just miss this. I'll be like, oh yeah, I booked it. I haven't talked to her in a month. That's not going to work. Let's talk about the ongoing follow-up schedule. So 1 month before departure, send up, hey, are you excited for your trip? Confirm that all of the arrangements are in place. I always double check everything. A lot of the times, if you book something very far out, the flights will change over time, especially if it's like you book it now in 2025 and then 2026 starts coming towards it. The flights are going to sit in place. If you booked a cruise with a package and it has a flight attached, they're going to start placing the flights and they're going to send it to you. They're going to put it in emails. They're going to send it to the clients. Make sure all of that is in place. Answer any lingering questions. Normally about a month before, that's when they start having questions. Offer any insights or tips for destinations. Chat GPT it if you need to. And then, of course, reinforce. If you need something, please let me know. That's the biggest thing. 2 weeks before departure. You know what? I'm going to say 1 month too. I want to add something in here. When it says that they have all the arrangements in place, make sure if they're doing anything international that they have their passport. For some reason, that can happen. People don't pay attention. So if they are going on a cruise, if they're not bringing their passport, they need their ID, their birth certificate, whatever they need. If they need a visa, some places now, like Europe, next year requires a visa. Other places are going to require this, require that. Whatever it is, make sure that they have it. Do not wait and do not just expect them to have it. If they don't have it, they have to go get it on their own. Okay. We're not doing that. We're not sitting here like, oh, let me help you get your visa. No, I might guide them. Okay. But I'm not going to do it for them. But you still want to make sure that they have it, because you don't want to wait and then be like, oh, by the way, to get into Europe, you need, this VITAS visa, whatever it is. It's a whole thing now. So make sure they have all of that. 2 weeks before the departure, provide practical preparation guidance. So if you want to send them an email, give them a packing list. I have one that I made on Canva. It's so cute. Send them a weather forecast in an email and say, hey guys, just let you know it's like expected to rain this couple of days, whatever, right? And then, of course, final reminder about all the documentation, and then let them know, hey, if you guys want to do excursions on your trip, either it's an all-inclusive or a cruise, go ahead and book it now. Don't wait. Send them your Viator list if they're doing all-inclusives, right? 2 or 3 days before departure, you're going to send a brief but thoughtful message with the safe travels, well wishes, quick reminder, any last minute destination tips, and then reassurance that you are available. These consistent touch points throughout the pre-travel period show clients that you care about their experience and are not just interested in the initial booking. A lot of agents miss this. Do not be that agent. Actually take care of your client. This will get you a rebooking, not just oh yeah, I booked it for you. Oh, here's your e-docs. Yep, all right. Oh, I forgot you left. How's it going? Great. It doesn't work that way, guys. We have to follow through the whole process. It's just a simple message with a, oh, hey, thinking about you. Hope it goes well. Let me know if you need anything. Simple, right? Now, after their trip, there's still an opportunity to connect with the client. Then we're going to call this the post-trip opportunity. The follow-up after client returns is your chance to cement the relationship and set the stage for future bookings. Send a welcome home email within 3 days of their return. Ask any specific questions about their experience that show you remember the details of the trip. Request feedback. If it was a great trip and there were no issues, slide your travel leaders network, review thing in there and let them do a review, your Google business, whatever you want. Invite them to share photos. You can use them. I have a client that does like a cruise every year to Alaska, and she will post photos of her on the cruise and tag my business in it. Go for it, please. Introduce them to your referral program or your loyalty benefits. Now, I have a VIP travel club that I created on Linktree. And how this works is anybody that enrolls in it, I start sending to branch up and they get that email every month. But anybody who refers me, as long as my booking's over I think it's $3,000 is what I have to make like at least $300 or $400 in commission for a trip, okay? It has to be something simple. I'm not talking about no detailed long trip. But if they refer me and the trip goes well, upon return, I give them like a $25 Amazon card. Do you have to do that? Absolutely not. But I'm just giving you an example of what I mean by referral program, because you're going to see that and you're going to be like, what referral program? You can make one up. You can do whatever you want. Give them a voucher for all I care. Whatever you want to do. Okay. But what does this do? So it basically goes in and plants seeds for their next adventure with these little subtle suggestions. I'm taking care of you. Here's an email. Here's a referral program. Here's my VIP club, right? But essentially, this is the crucial final touch point that turns that one-time client into lifetime customers who will actively promote your services to friends and family because they had such a great experience with you. Now, here's some pro tips for your post-booking success. Create reusable templates, always. You know me, you know I love my templates, right? So go in there and develop a comprehensive booking checklist that you can customize so that you can do the same thing over and over for all different travel types that you plan on booking. Include every possible step so that nothing falls through the cracks. This is going to save you approximately 30 minutes per booking because you're already used to doing it over and over. Make sure that your documentation is centralized. So you will maintain one clearly labeled folder per client with all related documents. Use consistent naming conventions that make it easy to find. So, for example, when I start doing one client, I make a folder on my computer and I have all their confirmation details in there. I have anything that I used for the booking in general, the Canva, like if I sent them a template, I put it in there. I put it all in there so that if I ever have to go back to it, I can just pull it up immediately. Because a lot of the times, our clients, they will just call us and they'll be like, oh, yeah, I want you to check this right now. Whoa, hold on. I'm in the middle of taking care of my kids, I'm spaced out. Let me pull it up real quick, right? Automate where possible. If you guys don't have CRM tools, use Google Sheets. I use Google Sheets. That's what this is right here. This is a Google Sheet, right? But even just alerts automatically, just something to remind you of follow-up dates, of the confirmations, whatever you need, right? And then I always send out emails, but I schedule them. Highly recommend going into Gmail, scheduling your email for the next day, writing it the night before so you don't have to, oh, I got to get up at 8 a.m. and send out an email. No, schedule it, automate it, okay? And then, of course, always prioritize commission tracking. Never wait to log expected commissions. Create them. I had a habit of immediately recording this information to prevent revenue leakage and simplifying your accounting. Wow, ChatGPT really ChatGPT there, right? So from what I've been told and what I've seen so far, I believe it's 60% if you miss 30 days. Let's go check in. I can tell you. Let's see, Travel Cafe. I want to make sure it's completely accurate. Commissions, max. I'm going to go by USA. Effective. All right. Here we go. Yep, that's it. Effective January 1st, commissions for group individual bookings will be reduced to 60% of the commission tracking form is not submitted within 30 days of the reservation date. This requirement applies to all bookings. This is part of our contractor agreement compliance. It's here that they must be active. There's a whole bunch of stuff. If you go into reactivate, you reduce your commission. There's a lot. So take time to look at this because this is a part of your business. This is important for you to know. Make sure you can, most importantly for today, file that commission tracking form as soon as you're done with it. Actually, just get into a habit. There is what I like to call every booking kind of checklist, right? How do we do the booking process? So we get a client, they're interested, we qualify them to make sure that not only they're a great fit to do a booking for them, but also for us. It's something that we can actually do and everything's great, right? Move into the quote process. We send 3 quotes. They approve one. Great. What do we do now? We automatically do a credit card authorization form, get their signature, get their ID, get the front of their credit card. Everything's approved. Great. Go in immediately after and do what? Booking. All right. We process the booking. Now, this is what we do after the booking. Here's our start process here. Immediately, we send all the confirmation details, the welcome, thank you, email, everything sent in. What do we do after that? Commission tracking form. Just get in the habit to do it right then and there whenever you finish that booking. I know there's that high of oh, I just completed a booking. It's so great, but don't forget the commission tracking. Okay. The most successful agents, I'm going to leave you with this, aren't necessarily those who make the most bookings, but those who manage the post-booking process most effectively. Because what can happen is if you don't do this correctly, you're going to get bookings. Yes, of course, everybody travels. We're always going to get bookings. But those people aren't going to repeatedly book with you. They're just going to be one and done because you didn't take care of them after you booked them, right? So now that you've done the booking, now I'm to make it stick. So we're going to do that by making sure we keep our clients happy with the follow-up process because it's going to create confident trust that translates to satisfied clients who feel supported throughout the journey, not right after the booking, throughout the journey. It's also going to help make sure you protect your income because you're doing your commission tracking form like you're supposed to, right? And you're going to come in here and you're going to start making sure, okay, it's getting paid out. When is it paid out? Here's the estimated commission. The day it was commissioned, it hasn't been paid. Has the final payment been paid? We're keeping track. We're organizing ourselves, right? And then, number 3, stay organized for growth. You need to set this up now. If you're watching this now and you're a new agent, just do this now, please, because I've been here for 3 years. And for the first year, I didn't do this. I was just oh, okay. I booked it. Amazing. Great. I was surprised I was getting bookings, right? I was oh, okay, we're doing this. It's going great. Now, as 3 years in, do this. Just set it up now, right? Your post-booking process is what transforms a one-time transaction into a long-term client relationship. So I hope this has helped you guys today. I know this is a lot of important information. We're going to go over tomorrow and even more important information. Let's see what it is tomorrow. Oops, same training. Tomorrow we are going to do 21-day booking and fraud prevention. Such a hot topic. So make sure that you guys go and like this video, comment below, and I will see you guys back tomorrow. If you have any questions, I'm going to go to my studio now, and I will gladly answer your questions in there. But if not, I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. And now I'm going to head over to my studio.